Welcome to designing and making a desk tidy. The next few screens will show you some typical desk tidies using this program. If I click on the movie, here you can see a fish that's got some movement, has a magnet inside the fish and one on the tin plate. You can have the magnets contracting or repelling. You can achieve quite nice movement. Here you have another desk tidy. Let me play the movie and this is what the students will hear.
Design and make your own desk tidy. Have a dynamic movement that is created by two magnets repelling. Decide what pencils, etc. you want to hold, and have a visually interesting backdrop. Good luck.
We have another desk tidy, all reasonably good example of students' work. A good project is one that has practical skills to teach the students. This is a typical Year 8 project, and the ability to allow students to be independent and use their own creativity. All the red arrows explain where the student have their own input. It might be the type of finish you want on the desk tidy, the colour of the metal plate, the graphics on the back, the arrangement of pencils, lots of different skills. Each of the making section, and it has about 40 to make this desk tidy, has a screen like this. It will tell the students what part that plays in the actual project. It will go to the equipment. In this case it's creating the metal for the metal base. If we just look at a typical screen, clicking on tin snips, the students can watch movies to see how to use tin snips properly.
Use your tin snips to cut your metal to length. Cut on the waist side of the line and cut through us like so. If you find it difficult, you can clamp your tin snips in a vise and you can cut on the waist side of the line, and it makes it that much easier.
Each screen will have a tips button to explain and often sounds. You can also look at materials, so each making section will talk about the material the students are using. This is looking at types of metal, ferrous and non-ferrous, and it will also show the metal they're using. It will also say by the end of the lesson they would have learnt, and that will explain to the students, and how can they achieve a higher level. If you move into the program, this is one of 4 index screens for the project. It talks about introduction, has a big teacher section, and it goes through all the different stages for your students to make a very successful desk tidy. These are all the sections you can see. This is a typical section. This is one for marking out. There's pictures down to the left to explain, and also if you click on, and this is marking out the front, it shows lots of stages of marking it out, has a drawing that the students can read so they can be accurate and mark correctly. It's printable, which is also helpful. This is a screen that explains how to chisel. The grain direction is really important. Let me play the movie.
With your work vertically clamped in the vise, and 10 millimeters from the edge, hold your chisel vertically and hit it with a mallet. You can then go in another 5mm and chisel again, like so.
There's a number of screens to talk about grain direction. Here we are marking out where the pens and pencils etc. will go. We've used a clear template over a square grid. This one talks about drilling the holes and talks about how you can set up the drill so you can get the depth stop correct. Let me play the movie.
Clamp your base in position, line it up with the drill, like so. Start your drill up and go through slowly. Start slowly first and then go down to the depth stop.
Here's a view from the top. Your students can arrange their own components, pens, pencils, glue sticks, etc. The cutting out the front, as shown before, we'll talk about cutting down across the grain, chiselling, and then finishing. The backdrop needs to let in, so that's another technique of chiselling. You can see that the backdrop screws, so it goes through all the stages of clearance, pilot, hole, etc., and using a countersink. The backdrop's really important. The students can use their graphic ability or they can print out an image. The metal plate will be cut and bent, drilled, then bent, and then in this case the finisher has been put on with vinyl, sticky back vinyl. The icon that moves in this situation is made of modelling magic, but they can make it out of a lot of different materials. You've got to be hopefully allowed to hide the magnet. The adjustment so you can achieve the movement will be shown also.
With your icon sitting on your plate, thread the fishing line through, tie it to the top, then use the dowel, twist it to the height you require, put your magnet in and check your effect. Reverse the magnet and you'll get another effect.
Also talks about making containers to put bits and pieces in, and there's a big section on that. In this case, the extension tasks, so things like making a vacuum formed tray, you can make the moulds up as a teacher, and then you can vacuum form them for them, or they can make their own moulds, making a container out of square section wood, putting some electronics into it. Lots of things you can do. This section talks about trays. One on the left is a standard one that's made by the teacher and vacuum form about 8 at a time on the vacuum form machine, or if the student really wants to push it out, they can make their own mould and vacuum form it later. It goes through the whole stages of cutting a hole in their base to put the tray and also cleaning the tray up. I hope you found this interesting. There's a big section also for teachers, lesson plans, schemes of work, where it fits into the curriculum, where you can order materials, all that you need to be successful.